Amanda Power, a medieval historian at the University of Oxford. I'm also the series editor for Humanities' newest series, Premodern Ecosystem, Climate, Environment, People. I'd like to introduce the series to you, explain a bit about the ideas that we hope it will be exploring, and tell you why Humanities Publishing is a good home for this kind of research. We've chosen the 2021 Leeds International Medieval Congress to launch this series. This year's thematic strand, Climates, highlights one of the most exciting new areas in medieval research. Looking at the relationships between humans and local and global environments has opened up a host of fresh questions and perspectives. It's encouraged the development of innovative interdisciplinary methodologies and new conversations between humanities scholars and scientists. Climates, as a thematic strand, also gives medievalists the opportunity to think together about what we can contribute to the better understanding of the most urgent challenges facing humanity today. These are also the aims of the Premodern Ecosystems series. Let's start with the series title image, which comes from Marco Polo's Book of Wonders. It shows the arrival of some merchants at the harbour of Hormuz on the Persian Gulf. Why did we choose it to represent a series on premodern ecosystems? The idea of an ecosystem is a useful way of thinking in the humanities because its starting premise is that everything's connected through networks of ongoing interactions and ongoing consequences of ongoing interactions. So thinking with ecosystems connects human agency to environments by envisaging them precisely as networks of interactions, and it provides the tools to understand more clearly the impacts of human behaviour on both living and non-living parts of planetary relationships. Thus, with the Marco Polo image, thinking in these terms, we now see the dry, hot landscape, the water that carries the shipping, the fruit trees, the wood of the boat, the woven cloth of sail and garments, the materials used to build the city, the animals. And the goods that the animals carry we know are extracted from distant ecosystems, the bark and seeds of spice-bearing trees, the gemstones and gold from perhaps alluvial deposits far away, the silk harvested from silkworms fed with mulberry leaves, and the pearls and the elephant tusks, which are taken from living creatures at the cost of their lives, with all the associated impacts on the ecosystems from which they come, of which they're part. And unseen in the picture is the microbial life, some of which has travelled great distances and, of course, was making connections of its own. This is, of course, just one approach to reimagining the place of human history in planetary and earthbound spaces. More broadly, this series aims to support and contribute to the development of the rich field of environmental and climate history. It's interested in the exciting new ways of looking at relationships between humans and their environments in the pre-modern period. At the same time, we'd also like to publish work that takes perhaps more familiar approaches to the past. If historians are going to contribute usefully to the better understanding of how we arrived in a modernity marked by unfolding climate and ecological crises, we need to keep exploring past human thinking about environments as well as habitation of them. So questions like how did the scientific, philosophical and literary writings of different cultures address the human place in the universe and with what consequences for the surrounding environments? What about material culture? How did different religions encourage people to interact with their environments? All these questions and more would be of great interest to this series. And finally, just a word about Humanities Press. It specialises in global medieval history, global pre-modern history, with a particular interest in both increasing public understanding of the past and in publishing cutting-edge research that speaks critically to the concerns of the present. This makes it a good home for topical research that aims to illuminate the past of a present that's urgently caught up in questions of climate, environment and people. If this series seems like a possible fit for your book, do please get in touch with Anna Henderson, who's the acquisitions editor, or with me. Thank you.